Hey everybody, today we're just going to do a little bit of an update on this bad boy right here. I keep getting asked if I've still got it or if I'm going to ride it anymore, what I'm going to do with it. The truth be told is it still broke down. This thing has been a fiasco trying to get this thing fixed. It's been in the shop twice now. First I took it to the dealer, as some of you know, and they said that the carbon buildup that I was seeing in the head was caused by ethanol in fuel, which they're the dealer and I'm not a mechanic, so I took them at face value until I started thinking about it a little further. I was like, you know, this isn't like my first motorcycle where I've run into some trouble like this. I've had plenty of bikes here and I've never had this problem before, and I've bought gas at the same gas station this whole time. I've had smaller bikes than this, I've had bigger bikes than this, never had a problem with it. My friends have motorcycles, they don't have this problem. So I started to suspect that they were mistaken on their diagnosis. So I took it to another shop and dropped it off there. And with the COVID and everything going on, there's a backlog on getting more service done to your bikes. And so I dropped it off with those guys, explained to them what was going on, you know, because it's burning oil, stumbling off idle. If you give it gas, it just bogs down. Lack of power, it wouldn't even do 50 miles an hour. You know, something was going on. And so I dropped it off with them, told them everything that was going on, and they said they'd take care of it. They had the bike 2.5 months or so, and they finally called me back and said, hey, your bike's ready to be picked up, come get it, it's good to go, all fixed. I'm like, all right. Went down there to pick it up, and they charged me $150. I was like, how are you charging me $150 for engine work? You know, that seemed a little low. And come to find out, all they did was do a diagnostic on it and replaced an air temperature sensor. Was all they did, and they said it ran perfect. Said they rode it and test drove it, everything was perfect on it. I walked over to it in their parking lot, put the key in, turned it on, gave it a little bit of gas, and realized they hadn't done a damn thing. It was not fixed. So I got the bike returned back to me unrepaired, and so I was pretty livid about that. So I figure, if I want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. So I tore the thing completely down, and since I didn't know what the problem was, I just replaced the entire top end. I built a new head from scratch. Everything above the jug, you know, from the jug up, crankcase above, all brand new. That way I could, because I don't have a garage, so I can't tear this apart and like analyze things as I'm doing it. I've got to get it done in one shot and then try to figure it out later what the problem was. So far, I've only been able to find 2 things that were wrong. An intake valve seal was worn pretty good, probably allowing oil into the combustion chamber, and the piston rings were worn. So between those 2 things, the bike's actually up and running again and runs fine. It's a little cold right now. No more smoke, and it's not like stumbling off idle when it's good and warmed up and everything. But it's still not repaired, because after that was done, I was like, yeah, good to go. I took it for a test drive, and something else now has popped up, and I have no idea what's causing it. And hold on, wind edit. Sorry about that, it's just really windy and gusty today, so I was kind of waiting for the wind to die down. Where was I? Oh yeah, and so another problem has raised its head, and so I'm gonna have to move the camera in, or actually I'm gonna have to move a microphone onto the bike so you guys can hear it. What it's doing is in second gear, with the clutch pulled in, it's making some kind of I don't want to say a grinding noise or a binding noise, but something sounds like it's making contact with something else that shouldn't be, if that makes any sense. But it only does it in second. It doesn't do it in first, neutral, third, fourth, anything like that, just second gear. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to pull this engine cover apart, remove the flywheel, everything in there, and find out what's going on. And it's just a matter of buying more tools, because you got to have specialty tools to take the flywheel off. You got to have something to hold the flywheel so you can torque it back down when you go to put it together. It's just more tools. And if I got to go to the other side, I've got to get tools for pulling the clutch apart and things like that. And it's just, like I said, it's just a matter of time and money. I don't have the money to just throw at it and get it all knocked out, or the times. Like I said, I don't have a garage, so I have to wait on weather. And I've just spent an absolute ton of money on cameras, a new tent, computer, everything else, and so I just don't have the money to put towards this at the moment. It's slowly coming together, but that's what's going on. So let me put a microphone on this and I'll show you what it's doing. Alright, so I've clipped my little lavalier mic down on the engine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it back and forth in neutral. You guys can listen to the noise that the bike makes. Really nothing. So now I'm going to put it in first. Alright, so it's in first. Now I'm going to pull the clutch in and move the bike. Really nothing. Now if I put it in second. Alright, we're in second gear. Pull the clutch in and move the bike. Put it into third. Nothing. Alright, so that is where I'm at with the little boy right now. I just got to figure out what's going on in the transmission. Like I said, I have no idea what could be causing that. It's baffling to me. But that's where I am with the monkey. Like I said, it's been an adventure of its own, just getting this thing repaired without having any support. There is one more shop north that I can end up going to, and I'm half tempted to take it in there and say, hey, will you fix this dang thing, please? I'm tired of screwing with it. I'm really almost at a point of desperation to get this thing fixed. I'm at wit's end. So that's where I'm at with the monkey, and hopefully that answers everybody's questions, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.